No, really pleased, really happy. The league and the parity within the league, it's so difficult to come away with 3 points away from home. So I'm super proud of the players. They showed their character today. I thought we did a real good job of dictating play, looking after the ball in moments. And, the goal was phenomenal. I thought, Summer Yates unfortunately got injured, but I thought she was outstanding today and set a tone. And, that's just one player, but I thought there was some really good performances tonight. And then, towards the end, when a team's trying to get back into the game, again, we showed character, new players coming in. Boyani making a debut today, fitted right in. Carson coming back as well was important. So, yeah, overall, really pleased with the togetherness and to come away with 3 points.
Great. We'll go ahead and go to Austin on the Zoom.
Hey, Seb, you kind of talked about just controlling the pace of the game. How important was it just to manage the game in itself and really control that tempo, especially against a very counterattacking team like Seattle?
Yeah, it took us some time. They adapted. They played five at the back, which kind of caught us off guard. I think something that we have to be mindful of is teams adapting to us. So, no surprises when they went to five at the back, 2 6s, 2 10s, and 1 9. We had to kind of change our build-up shape within that. And once we made that adjustment, I thought we looked after the ball. We switched the point of attack. We looked more threatening in moments. And yeah, I think that's been a real focal point coming into this game is how we can get more passes, value the ball, and create goal-scoring opportunities.
On the other side of the ball, obviously defensively, getting your third shutout in 4 games, Anna with 5 saves on the afternoon. Just how important defensively was it, especially against that counterattack when they made those second half subs?
Yeah, I mean, it's never perfect, right? Sometimes you misplace a press and they managed, they were very direct, getting it up in the first half to Hoytmar and working off her. Similar in the second half with Lynn Williams, I want to say. And yeah, I think at times we did well to manage it. I thought, Kai and M looked seamless back there. And then Anna comes up with a massive save and it could have really changed the game. So everyone plays a role in the defending. And sometimes when we make errors, we've got players to support, and Anna supported us and managed to keep that clean sheet.
Obviously, for Summer getting that assist, she paid a bit of a price. Was there any talk with the referee about the contact after the play?
I mean, you always try, right? But they kind of sit on the fence and don't say a lot. So we're just pleased that Summer was able to get the cross off and Barbara was in the right place. A good little movement from Barbara and a tapping goal. So we'll take the goal. And like you said, it comes with a price because obviously we never want to see our players get injured. And unfortunately, someone got injured within that play. But yeah, to answer your question, the refs don't really give a lot in those moments.
Fair enough. I guess the other player who made her first start, Ali Lemos, got a full 90 today. What did you make of her performance, especially getting her first start and going a full 90?
Yeah, I mean, she played a lot of minutes in pre-season and unfortunately wasn't able to get the start in the first 3 games. But we trusted her to come in today and really dictate play, and you could see her quality tonight. Her range of passing, playing over the top, playing big diagonals, but also having the calmness to receive the ball in difficult areas through the middle. So she was brilliant tonight, to get her first start in front of a good crowd away from home. She's really set a standard for herself, and we just want that to continue with all of our young players. That first year is always important, but now can she push on in this second year? And it's a really good start for her with a first game today.
You mentioned Carson already getting back into the fold. I wanted to ask about Oyane getting her first minutes with the club, going almost a half hour of play. What have you kind of seen from her in training in the first couple of weeks she's been in town, and just being able to get her out on the pitch for the first time?
Yeah, she's comfortable on the ball, makes good decisions. under pressure as well to find those outlets. But where I've been most impressed with how she's just fitting in with the tenacity to go out there and defend 1v1s and stop crosses and get really tight to the forward. So tonight was her first opportunity, and like I said, she's bought into what we're trying to do here and knowing that role and responsibility as a fullback. And yeah, she was great tonight. And again, another player who got good minutes and can build on those minutes moving forward.
Just last question. With the team being so dominant after scoring first, really, taking hold of the game and controlling, and the records speak kind of for themselves. What have you kind of attributed that to, just in terms of the not front running, but being able to take the lead and hold on to it, and having that control of the game throughout, basically the last, 18, 20 games?
It's all mentality. It's all character. We make a real point of scoring that first goal. It can obviously dictate the outcome of the game. So for us to get that first goal is vital for us. And then it's just our defensive responsibilities. It's no different to if we were tied at 0-0 or down in a game. Everyone has to play a part, and everyone has to do their job, and you can see a real togetherness to keep the ball out of the net. But it just keeps happening more often where we're holding on to a lead. But as those players from the opponent start pushing forward, it leaves gaps and it leaves us opportunities to transition. So we have to be dominant in that sense of being fearless and committed to transition moments. And when you've got players like Ali Watt, Barbara, Marta, Priska, just to name a few in transition, it can be pretty fearful for the opponent. So yeah, goals change games, and it can change behaviors of teams. And so we're prepared for those moments.
Great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.